building that business, were there any doubts when you were first starting? Like you're working with MailChimp, Canva, like these are big brands, whatever. Were you like, I'm too small? Like what were the doubts that you were having?
I think the biggest doubt that I had up front was limiting simply because of my own location. Like because I'm in Nova Scotia, I'm in Halifax, and I started there, stayed here. I always had this perspective where I was like, okay, how do I attract these big companies when I'm here? Like it's impossible. And I just had to kind of overcome that. And I got to a point where through my experience writing content about fantasy sports and reaching people all throughout the US and them being intrigued by my stories and recommendations on these are the players that you should start, even in your fantasy football league, even though I was like an 18, 19-year-old kid in my parents' basement with no money, like they were believing me. I realized that it doesn't matter where you are. And if I can start to create enough value and enough interest on the internet, that people in other regions will start to knock on my door. So I didn't really have doubt that it would ever happen. I had doubt that it would happen quickly. So what I started to do was ramp up in my production in the output of content that I was creating online. So I started to write about what I was learning, what I was hearing, what I was seeing, my observations about marketing, where it was going. And I got an email from the folks down in Miami, this company called Bacardi, and they were like, hey, we just read this blog post that you created about how to do marketing to Gen Z. And they were like, can we chat? I was like, sure, we can chat. And then the next thing you know, they were like, can we fly you down to meet our C-suite and talk to us about like how we should do marketing to your generation? Because that was when our generation was still young and cool.